Oh, good afternoon, everyone. Mark Whiteley's my name. I'm the Global Sales and Marketing Manager for RentalSaaS. Today's presentation is about how to use cloud technologies to reduce paperwork and increase efficiencies in rental businesses. I have with me today Siva, who is our technical specialist, who will take you through some details on how RentalSaaS works and some of the functionality that will improve your efficiencies. But first of all, we will just go to some housekeeping. If you happen to be running an email browser or Skype or any other internet hungry device, if you would like to perhaps close those, and that will help enhance your experience with us today, because of the fact that those particular applications do take a lot of bandwidth. You'll probably notice on the right hand side you've got an arrow that's a little red arrow that allows you to expand and collapse a control panel, and this allows you to type in any questions along the way that you may come to mind. We're happy to take the questions as you go, which comes to mind, and we'll answer those probably at the end of our talk, just to bring them all together. So that's great if you can do that. Just type your questions into where it says questions and hit the send button, which is down on the bottom right hand side, just above where it says webinar now. Fantastic. Now, what we're here to talk about today is the management of your business. And if you're still managing your business with Excel spreadsheets, post-it notes, whiteboards, and handwritten diaries, these are technology of the mid-80s, and a lot of this technology, while good at the time, did actually constrain businesses to a single location. As you know, with mobile devices that we're now using and enjoying, that we've moved on from being in a physical location all the time, and now in a world where we can travel and move around and still conduct business. So the other thing with running your business is that you need to know at every moment, where your equipment is, whether it is available for hire, whether it's left on to be delivered or at another job, when it's to be returned, whether the invoice has been raised so that you can be paid, and whether payments have been received. And in the words of the very famous Peter Drucker, it says, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. And a lot of the disparate systems that we see before, which is whiteboards, post-it notes, diaries, and Excel spreadsheets, means that we have information spread across a lot of different parts of your business, and not always brought together in one place to actually measure those particular items that we've just listed. So if you find yourself spending hours transferring data to your accounting system, reconciling equipment statuses, so whether they're available for hire, not available for hire, needing repair, reconciling payments, and also finding location of equipment, then you can't be really managing your business well, and there's probably a lot of things that are slipping through the cracks. Sorry, just might have a technical thing there. We're all good? Okay, everyone can hear us, which is great news. So to this side, what if there was an easy and simple and efficient way to manage your business? And I guess the other thing is that without actually being at the physical location and being tied to a desk, which is becoming, an increasingly attractive option for many people. So the power of the cloud and the partnerships that we have is the cloud is an internet-based environment where, as you can see in this drawing in the middle, or diagram in the middle, where all the computers talk to each other via the internet. And RentalSaaS is a cloud application, and so it means that the data is stored collectively across servers which span the globe, and so it's not in any one place. And as far as security is concerned, means that you've got inbuilt backup and safety standards that are already in place, so you don't have to worry about managing your data, backing up computers, and so on. Now, on the left-hand side, you'll see that we have a partnership with Microsoft. Whoever knows Microsoft, who doesn't? And their Xero platform is one of the most reliable and stable on the market. And so we've partnered with Microsoft with the delivery of our RentalSaaS to ensure that our customers have the best possible support. On the right-hand side, you'll see our other partnership now is with the major cloud-based accounting packages, and you'll notice that we do cover all of the three of the major brands in the cloud space. So Xero, who has been leading the way in cloud technologies in accounting, QuickBooks, which are Intuit, and MYOB, who everyone knows, who are now also cloud-based. So we don't favour anyone over the other. We prefer to work with you on choosing the best application as far as accounting or accounting application for your business. So what RentalSaaS does do for you, it provides a single entry point for all the information regarding your business. So all the whiteboards, all those post-it notes, and all those things that you once had distributed around the office are now in one place. And so with that, then we automatically post all your financial data into whichever accounting package you choose. And so that way, all your paperwork is done as far as your compliance for accounting purposes, and you don't need to be spending countless hours reconciling. And that leaves you to do more important things, which is, hey, what's life all about? And so that could be, as you see by the picture here, having a bit of time out, or it could be growing your business. Now, what we've come across in our time, many years experience in the rental industry, and RentalSaaS has evolved out of a business been over 12 years in the reporting and accounting space, and RentalSaaS itself is 2 years in development, working closely with many different types of rental companies. But what we have found is that the equipment or the business challenges that most rental companies has is, number one, the equipment. Where is it? What's the condition of the equipment and the availability, so that it can be rented out if someone is actually walking in or calling up to find a piece of equipment to rent. Two, the regular billing of the rental invoices. So unless you're invoicing, you're not getting paid. And many of our clients have got long-term rentals, and every new client creates a new invoice, which creates a new piece of accounting to do and more paperwork, and they're often looking for a way to reduce that time spent. And the third thing, of course, is compliance, the equipment service history, so whether it's available in a state that's ready for hire, and also the PPS, which is a personal registry of the equipment as an asset belonging to yourself, which is another topic in itself. So those are the main challenges that most rental businesses face. Now, RentalSaaS is used by over 35 industries. We've got well over 130 subscribers worldwide now, and we're growing very, very fast. The areas we're working in, as you can see, is mobility hire, plant and equipment, event management, mining, audio visual, containers and storage, scaffolding, portable toilets, bikes and leisure, and all sorts of everything in between, pretty much. So it does, we're the only application that really does cover all those different types of industries well. Now, today's case study is around a company called ABC Containers. They're a Perth-based organisation, and their particular equipment that they rent out is containers, shipping containers. Now, the particular attributes of this business, they're a long-term rental business, so most of their clients are renting containers out for many months at a time. And one of the big bottlenecks that they did have in their business was they had a lot of errors in invoicing, so over 10% errors in invoicing, and the time that it spent to raise an invoice every single month was 3 to 4 days. Now, when you consider you've got to do it every month, that ends up being quite a lot of time over the year. And it was taking up 3 full-time staff to, which it also included, as you can see there, the business owner, to actually make sure that all these invoices were sent out, errors and all, as it were. Now, they needed a bit more accuracy, or a lot more accuracy with their invoicing, to make sure that there wasn't any queries about being paid, because as you know, if you get a query with the invoice, and all of a sudden it drags out your payment process quite substantially. And they also wanted to reduce the costs of staff. So they had real two pain points there. One was that they were obviously missing out on being payment on time because there was an inaccuracy of their invoicing, and secondly, that it required a lot more staff to re-invoice and reconcile and have that process really taken care of. RentalSaaS provided a very streamlined solution for them, because the long-term rental process actually reduced the month-end invoicing to 20 minutes. So instead of wading through paperwork and cross-checking, they were able to pull up a screen and actually have a single point where they could just point and click the invoice, and from 3 to 4 days it took 20 minutes, and that allowed the owner particularly to actually go and do something more constructive, and allowed them to delegate or reallocate another staff member to another part of the business, which, you know, it's a substantial saving. So depending on the size of the business, you know, that's many thousands of years. I mean, it's, you know, one wage is, you know, $50,000 a year. And you add up, you know, that's very quickly adds up into a lot of overhead. So the, you know, application saved itself, you know, in the first 2 weeks really. Now, what I'm going to do today is to introduce you to Siva, who's a training specialist, and he's going to take you through RentalSaaS functionality. And I'm sure along the way, because of the fact that RentalSaaS has been designed to cover so many industries, you will see something in particular that you'll have a particular question relating to your own either business or own industry. Most of the questions can be answered in RentalSaaS. It's just a matter of knowing you know, how to do it, which is what we're here to do today. So yeah, Steve will take you through that, and as I say, anything that comes to mind along the way, just pop a little note in the question box and we'll answer that at the end. I'll just hand you to Siva. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you, Mark. My name is Siva Sivakumar. I'm the training specialist here at RentalSaaS. Thanks for the opportunity to demo the RentalSaaS system to you. As Mark outlined, you know, we've been working over a number of years, 10 plus years, with rental companies all over the world, and understanding their requirements, and have come up with the RentalSaaS system as a cloud-based application the last few years or so. And what we are doing is constantly enhancing the functionality. So what we are going to look today, you know, in a few weeks time, there'll be more functionality added to it. So RentalSaaS is an add-on to your accounting system like Xero or QuickBooks Online or MYOB. It's not a replacement of your accounting system. It just adds more value to your accounting system by automating the rental functionality. So RentalSaaS can be configured to your specific business requirements. Say if you're an event management company, then you got a lot more functionality associated with event management as part of RentalSaaS, so that you can collate and deliver all your deliveries for a particular trade event or a trade show. If you are, you know, like a portable toilets or container storage type business, then all your long-term invoicing for, you know, all your equipment can be done at the click of a button within RentalSaaS. So RentalSaaS can be easily configured to, you know, add a lot of functionality to your business very quickly. What we are looking at here is just the dashboard. There's the initial view that comes up, and RentalSaaS can be configured to your specific requirements through the configuration menu. So you can specify, all right, you know, what, you know, if you are in North America, you can choose a date format if you like. You can choose your currency. You know, you can choose Australia as your currency symbol, and then you can specify any custom fields that you use. For example, specific industries may require, you know, certain data to be captured. Say if you are delivering equipment, and you want to know the customer location details, then you can have, that as a custom field. And if you are like a wedding event organizing rental company, then you may want to know the bride and groom's name, etc. Or if you just want to find out the driver license number of your customer, you can capture that data. So RentalSaaS gives you 6 custom fields that you can use for any purpose, and you can simply configure system to your requirements. You can include things like your rental agreement. For example, you have a piece of paper that your customer signs off on. You can include these as part of your rental SaaS system. You can specify terms and conditions as well. Say again, you can copy and paste these from your Word or PDF documents. Um, Rental SaaS provides full rich text functionality in terms of formatting. You can have single column, multiple columns, bold, underline, italics, different colors. You can basically configure rental SaaS to include the functionality you need in terms of your terms and conditions, etc. Now, in addition to renting our equipment, in certain industries, you also include accessories. For example, if you are a equipment rental company and you want to include buckets or harnesses or fasteners, etc., you can specify these accessories to with your rental equipment. You can also include custom charges. For example, for charging your customer for transport of the equipment, or charging them, say, a levy or a fuel and other things. You can configure them to your requirements. Again, nothing stops you from creating as many entries as you require. One of the better things with rental SaaS is you can also configure your own rental periods. You're not restricted to just few rental periods, that software provides. You can customize your own. You can customize, daily, weekly, monthly, whatever suits you, including hours. If you're renting it out by the hour, you can also configure, 1 hour, 2 hour, or 4 hour period. System also provides you with 5-day hire and 6-day hire. So if you rent out equipment and you don't charge them for Saturdays or Sundays, you can configure it accordingly. So RentalSaaS gives you all these functionality for you to customize the system to your requirements. Obviously, nowadays systems need to be flexible in terms of sending out documentation to your customers. Rental SaaS allows you to email documentation to your customers directly, similar to what Xero and other accounting systems do. So with the system, you can configure messages to be for specific purposes. If you're sending out quotes, you can have one set of messages for quotes. If you're invoicing the customer, you can have another template for invoicing. So you can have as many templates as you require. Again, complete rich text functionality. You can customize it any requirement you need. And rental SaaS allows you to capture payments as well. So you can capture the payment method, whether it's cash, check, Visa, MasterCard, or any other payment method that you do. Currently, the system does not have direct payment collection at this stage. However, it is definitely in our roadmap to incorporate payment functionality, online payment functionality in the next few months or so. We'll keep you updated on that. So once these things are configured to your business, you're ready to start inputting details about your equipment that you wish to maintain and rent out as part of rental SaaS system. So the inventory management system allows you to perform this function. This allows you to maintain details about your equipment. So the way rental SaaS system works, you have the base equipment details in your accounting package like Xero or MYOB or QuickBooks Online, and then you add further details within the rental SaaS system about the item. For example, rental SaaS can do serial number tracking for your equipment. So therefore, for one of your equipment in your accounting system, you can maintain multiple serial numbers, and also for your equipment, you can maintain different rental amounts for the various rental periods, and yeah, maintain a whole lot of such data. So just select an item and you can allocate it to various categories. Rental SaaS system provides functionality to even use the category function within your inventory management to you know maintain location of equipment. For example, if you are a multi-location site and you want to maintain different equipment at different places, you can specify, all right, in Sydney I have uh, these many 10 by 10 marquees. In Melbourne I have these many 10 by 10 marquees, etc., etc. So you can specify all of those things as part of rental SaaS. So within inventory, you can maintain the details such as pricing. Okay, this is my daily pricing, this is my weekly pricing, etc. You can have multimedia material about your equipment. For example, all your documentation about the equipment can be maintained in one place. Say if you have a user manual or a guide or an occupational safety and health guide or other documentation, they all can be maintained in one place within Rental SaaS. You can also maintain images and other types of documentation. And if you have certain equipment that need to be maintained for that need to be rented out for a minimum of say 2 days and then or $200 or something like that, then rental SaaS can also track that for you. And this is where you maintain the serial number of your equipment. You can specify as many serial numbers as you require for an item. So in rental SaaS, you can configure an item to be either serial number based or bulk quantity. For example, if you're renting out, plates and spoons, if you're a party rental company, then obviously, you don't want to maintain, 10,000 serial numbers for your 10,000 plates. You just maintain a bulk quantity of 10,000 and you can rent out as many as required. And rental SaaS takes care of managing equipment availability within the system. Also, you can configure an item to be either a rental type, a cross rental type, a service item, or a sale item. Say, for example, if you're renting out equipment and also hire out people like technicians or engineers or other contractors to go and commission the equipment or perform repairs, etc., you can also include them as service items. And as part of your rental, say if you're renting out party goods, and along with that you sell 2 bags of balloons and glitter and things like that, you can also configure sale items as part of rental SaaS. Rental SaaS now gives you barcoding and QR code functionality as well. You can simply select barcode or QR code and you can view them and print them and attach them to your item so that they can be scanned in or out during your rentals. So now Rental SaaS provides you the functionality to either enter data directly using this, or it also gives you functionality to import data via an Excel template. Simply download the template and put in the item, and then you can import it back. A typical template looks like this. You can specify the item code, the name, the description, what category they belong to, etc., including your rental periods and serial number and the rental amounts, etc. And you can bring it back into Rental SaaS simply by going into the menu and import the inventory in. So this will save you a lot of time and effort when you need to import items into your Rental SaaS system. Once the equipment is in, you're ready to start inputting transactions. Now, one of the key things that Rental SaaS provides is what we call as kit functionality. Kit is nothing but a collection of components that make up a kit or a package. For example, if you are a property styling company and you have certain packages available, say if you have a package called big apartment fit out, and that big apartment fit out has got a number of sub items like bar, fridge, and 32-inch TV, and some plates and chairs and lounge suite and things like that. You can create a package out of this, right? And then you can then maintain the details about the package, such as this package pricing, and obviously other details about the kit item, package item, and then you can use them in your rental transaction. So RentalSaaS gives you the functionality so that you don't have to repeat all those equipment in your rental transaction. Just select the kit or the package, and all the items that make up the kit or the package come through within RentalSaaS. RentalSaaS also allows you to create customers on the fly. So suppose you have a customer walk in off the street and they want to rent out your equipment. You can simply say, okay, this customer, whether if they exit, then they'll come and they'll appear in this window here. But if they don't appear, then you can just create, okay, I want to create this customer. So put in their details and save, and then post to Xero or MYOB or QBO. So RentalSaaS allows you to create customers on the fly and start to use them immediately. Right. Now that we have completed the initial inventory maintenance and other things, we can start to put through transactions within RentalSaaS. RentalSaaS allows you to put through quotes as well as direct rental transactions. Quotes are put through the booking module. This allows you to specify who the customer is and whom you're going to bill and where the equipment is going to be located. That's the shipping address. So we can select a particular transaction and see how it works through the system. So select the customer. You can see what items that make up this particular transaction. A transaction can have multiple line entries underneath that. You can simply select the item that you want to include. So select the item, or you can even do a barcode scan of the item, and that will bring the item through. You can specify the rental periods and other things, and you can also include accessories to go with it. For example, if you want to include, say, leather bags and padlocks, etc., simply add the accessories in, and then you can say, okay, I don't want 20, I just want one, and I don't want 20 padlocks, I just want only 2. Also, you can specify these other details, such as, if you are delivering it to a trade show or a trade event, you can specify what the trade show is, and then you can specify the hall number, the venue, and then the stand number, etc. Then system can allow you to extract report based on a specific trade event, etc. All the deliveries to be made to the trade event. So if you're an event management company and you have a number of deliveries to be made for that particular event for different customers, you can collate all the data to be delivered to that event in one place. So it saves you a hell of a lot of time, and the same time streamlines your pickup and delivery functionality as well. You can also specify those custom fields that we created as part of the configuration. Specify the venue access details, the bride and groom's name, or the driver license number, etc. You can also specify what additional charges you want to charge your customer for. Suppose you want to charge your customer for $100 for transport, you can specify that. And system also allows you to process any payment you receive at the time. Say suppose you receive uh, a $200 deposit, then you can specify that, and you can just call it a deposit, and then you can save it and post as part of the transaction. All right, and also RentalSaaS allows you to maintain comments about your interactions with your customers through this comment section. Suppose you go back and forth with your customer, making number of changes, you can have all those conversations recorded as part of your comment section, so that anybody can go back and refer to it and see what kind of what conversations have gone in, so that if there is any dispute or there are any alterations, then you have ready access to all such material. So RentalSaaS gives you all that functionality. So when you are putting through transactions, you can simply put through as a tentative transaction initially, and then finally when you're ready, you can print out the details for your customer, and that gives you a printout, along with the amounts and other things that you can then email it to your customer, and then you can simply save it and then send it to your customer. And once they say, thank you very much, I want to proceed with the transaction, simply confirm it and make it as a confirmed transaction. So that signifies to the system that this rental transaction is now confirmed, and, and the customer can be invoiced. And you can now allocate serial numbers and other things at the time of delivery of equipment. So simply convert it to a rental and then go to the rental transaction screen, pick up the specific item or particular rental, bring it in, and then you can add further details to it if you require, or simply add serial numbers and other things. And you can even print a picking slip if you require. The picking slip allows you to show, what equipment is to be picked out, and etc. Give it to your staff, or um, getting it ready and loaded in your van for delivery. And then finally, when you're ready to invoice your customer, simply click post to the accounting system, post to Xero in this case, and that will generate the printout to your accounting system. So as you can see, from initial quoting to preparation of your rental transaction, it's all fairly straightforward. Just select the item, either using the barcode scanner or simply select the item and add it in, and then you can process the payment, any deposit payment that you require. And finally, when you're ready to invoice the customer, simply click post to Xero, and that creates a transaction in posting transaction in Xero. So we can go and see, how it looks within RentalSaaS, within Xero, as to how the transactions come through. Go into sales. Select the invoice posted, and you can see all the details come through. These are the items that we posted from the rental system, including the rental periods, etc. And you can simply approve it within your Xero system and forward it to your customer. Right. So as you can see, RentalSaaS streamlines this functionality straight away, saving you significant time and effort. Like Mark outlined before, there are few challenges that most rental companies face, and I'll try to cover these as part of my presentation now. Are there any questions? Okay, no, there are no questions. Okay. Right. One of the things, somebody has raised a hand. Um, if you have any questions, can you please use the question panel on your GoToWebinar panel, and then enter your question and click the send button. We'll try to answer it at the end of the session. Thank you. One of the things that Mark mentioned was knowing availability of equipment and things like that. That's where the dashboard comes into play. A dashboard, as the name suggests, gives you an overall view of your rentals. So the calendar gives you visually the current status of your rentals. It's fully color coded. You can see you're busy at the beginning of the month. We have number of transactions happening, but as we go through the month, there aren't many transactions available. So this will give you a visual reminder as to go and do some marketing or sales efforts and to try to secure some more rentals for your company. Secondly, you can also have a stock view. In the event management and certain industries, parties and weddings and other things, we are coming to the busy spring and summer periods. So you may want to know, okay, how much of equipment do I have available in certain categories? So you can see, okay, I want to have a 12-month view, and RentalSaaS provides you with a 12-month view of your equipment at any point in time. So click the search button to get the current month availability for the month of August, and then you can expand it to give you a 12-month view of your equipment. So, okay, looks like we have sufficient quantity available for this month. That's not bad, but how about for a 12-month period? Simply click on the item, and then that open up a new window, and it'll go and find out the availability of your item by looking into all your existing transactions and other things, and come up with a view of your equipment availability over a number of months. Now, previously we were talking about the import template. Just want to expand a bit more on the import template uh, further. You can configure the equipment to be your rental, cross rental, or service. You can specify the item codes, obviously the make and model of the equipment. You can even select the subcategory that you created in RentalSaaS as a drop down within the Excel template. So you can choose the subcategory it belongs to, and you can also specify other things such as any notes about the item, supplier name from whom you procure the item, and also the income tax code, the income tax account and the tax code for the item. So you can select again from a drop down as to what that is. All of these come through from your accounting system like Xero or MYOB. Same with the tax code, again appear as a drop down with with the tax codes from your accounting system. And obviously you can repeat the items with a number of lines for each item, say for different serial numbers, and then you can specify the rental amounts. So you can do $60, $50 for $60 daily, $50 for half a day, and $240 weekly, etc., etc. So as you can see, RentalSaaS gives you a 12-month view of your equipment at any point in time. So you can say, all right, looks like we have sufficient quantity available for the period, and there is a bit of a shortage between July and August, so we can overcome that. So the first major challenge being equipment availability, that is solved through this simple dashboard mechanism of finding out equipment availability. Dashboard also gives you details of upcoming transactions, so you can see, all right, what are the transactions, rentals coming up, say for next week or next month or whatever. And you can also find out, okay, what transactions are closing in the coming week, so that you can take proactive steps as to whether the you have drivers available to go and pick them up, or whether you need to make other arrangements and all that. So RentalSaaS gives you all that functionality, and also gives you statistics about your current status. So you can have a visual view of, these are our top selling items, and these are the top customers by revenue, and this is the status of quotes. So some of the quotes are confirmed, and some of the things are still tentative. So you can see success rate of your quoting mechanism within your organization. Now, the second major challenge was in terms of finding out how much time you spend in terms of invoicing your customers and a collection of the payments and things like that. In our experience, we have found that in some industries like the portable toilets or containers or scaffolding, etc., There is substantial work involved in preparation of invoices at the end of each month. So RentalSaaS provides you with the functionality to do long-term invoicing in one go. This is done via the Manage Posting screen. This allows you to specify, say for the month of August, you want to invoice all your long-term customers in one go. You simply select the month, specify the date, and then you can select single or multiple of these transactions, and then you can simply do a bulk post. Imagine doing 300 or 400 different invoices, raising 300 or 400 different invoices each month for all your customers. Doing them individually is going to be time consuming and sometimes error prone, because doing so many things over and over, you're likely to introduce errors in the calculation. Whereas simply select all of these things, RentalSaaS can take care of your complex posting and all your 300 or 400 invoices in one go, saving you significant time and effort. Like Mark outlined, ABC containers, they were able to save all the number of days of effort condensed into 20 minutes, 30 minutes. That's it. Within a matter of half an hour, all your month-end invoicing is done, giving you enough time to go and spend on other aspects of your business. And the third aspect of the challenge that Mark mentioned was, compliance area. This is where the repair and maintenance module comes in. RentalSaaS is only one the unique system that provides you not only the rental management function but also equipment maintenance and service history of all your equipment. You can maintain the status of your equipment. You can maintain spare parts of your equipment. You can say, okay, these are the spare parts that we have within our organization. These are the various service types that we do. We do 20K service, 30K service, or 100-hour service, or 5,000-hour service. And you can say these are the tasks that we need to perform. These are the checklists that we need to perform, spare parts to be used, and any documentation attachments. And finally, when all these are set up, you can do a service schedule, and you can specify all these details as part of your um, equipment maintenance, and capture the data and save it, and that becomes your service history. You can go back to equipment service history at any point in time, and the system also allows you to raise purchase orders to your supplier for your spare parts. So a whole lot of these things can be maintained within RentalSaaS. So the three major challenges that Mark outlined in terms of equipment availability, invoicing of your customers, and compliance is now covered as part of RentalSaaS. In the near future, RentalSaaS will also include functionality in terms of PPS registrations and things like that. We'll keep you updated on all these areas. And obviously, nothing is complete with comprehensive reporting. So RentalSaaS provides with comprehensive details on various status of your equipment availability, like item usage by customer, rental transaction due, delivery and pickup schedules. And this is a specific report for event management companies, where you can have delivery scheduled by show, venue, and stand, etc. Hopefully that gives you a good overview of how RentalSaaS works and what you can achieve with RentalSaaS. I'll now hand you back to Mark to take you through the next stages of the presentation.
Well done, Siva. Thank you so very much for that. And well, as you can see, that the functionality that RentalSaaS does have to offer is quite extensive. I know Siva's gone into quite a lot of detail, and I think most of you are probably wondering what doesn't RentalSaaS do. And it's but I think when you look at the feature list here, we've covered most of the items that really needs to keep your rental business as a business, I suppose. And we have another conversations with people who are very, very small operations, and they say, oh, geez, do I need RentalSaaS because I don't need all these things? And And that's fine. And a small business, oftentimes they don't need everything right now. But the question I do ask them is that, well, if you want to be a small business all the time, well, then you may not need it. But if you're planning on growing your business and actually having, maybe multiple sites, or having it as a business you can sell later on and actually be an asset to you, then you really do need to put in some good functionality to allow the systems and procedures to be automated. And I think that's where RentalSaaS really does come into its own. As you can see from the feature list here, one of the few organisations or one of the few software products in the cloud-based systems that does provide all these things. Barcode QR functionality, which means you can streamline managing where your equipment is by barcoding them in and out. Kit functionality, you can actually collect all your kits into one, all your products into one place and treat them as a kit. Your multiple day weeks hire, so some people want 5, 6, 7 days. You can configure that in RentalSaaS. Uploading all your documents and images, so you can have photos, you can have items that are like QR lists, checklists. You can actually have repair and safety tag and test sheets, terms and conditions, operation manuals. All that can be attached to your item, so that that when that information is sent to your customer's got that, and you're not at risk of any compliance issues with any of those important documents that need to be forwarded to your clients. We've got equipment repair and maintenance, as Siva spent quite a bit of time explaining that that's an important part, particularly with equipment needing to be serviced, and also having those costs allocated appropriately. Now, I've got a very powerful search functionality. You can find items, you can find equipment, you can find rental transactions very, very quickly. The dashboard functionality gives you a quick overview of where your business is today and what's happening in the future. We don't support any one particular accounting package over another, so we support the major ones out there. So you choose which accounting package you want to use with your accountant, and RentalSaaS will manage the rest of your business over the top of that. We can actually, on the fly, create a customer. So someone rings up, goes over the phone, you can immediately create a rental transaction. You don't have to go and make an opportunity. You don't have to create all this other stuff. You just create a transaction on the fly, find the equipment that you need, allocate it, and create a transaction straight away. Coming soon, there's some exciting things coming soon. As I think Siva pointed out, look, RentalSaaS, this is just a starting point for RentalSaaS. This is a long way, a lot of functionality. We're very excited about what's coming up. Customer portal, which means you can actually have RentalSaaS, interfaced with your website and receive orders over the website, and have a portal access to your rental stock. Integration with Google Docs is coming soon, and we're very excited about some of the functionality that come with that. It means you can actually, connect into a whole bunch of things. There's a product called Zapier which makes it could plug into, a range of devices out there that are very, very handy to have. So watch out for that one. Multi-site location. So those clients are looking to expand their business and have more than one outlet, interstate, overseas, wherever it is, doesn't really matter because we're in the cloud. You can have multi-site locations, and that'll be coming very, very soon, where you'll be able to see what stock is in a city or a state. And of course, much more, and with the much more, we're leaving that to our clients to work with us and helping to build RentalSaaS into something that will, ultimately be running your business automatically, and that's where we want to head towards. Okay, so the next slide is obvious one, which is the investment. Now, as you can see, we're a subscription-based model. So for a single user or a couple of users, very small business, $49 per month. And look, we pretty much guarantee you'll make that money up in the first couple of months. They're certainly not going to cost you anything over a yearly period. Yearly subscription, that's for an organisation with 5 people. Now, we include training packages in that. We've got a free consultation of an hour. And that's great value for that, because when you consider, what RentalSaaS does for you, if you can very, very quickly automate that process, you will actually literally run your business. And look, the software packages out there in the in automatic marketing and things like that, and they charge thousands of dollars for setup and training. And so this yearly subscription for $11.99, which includes the actual use of the application as well, is tremendous value. And we've got a $17.99 value there, which is including 4 hours of training. Data migration, so a lot of people have a legacy system that they're wanting to transfer their data from or upload it from a spreadsheet. And look, I know it's another thing to do, but we can take the pain away, and for included in that package there, that's all done for you, which is lets you get on with your business. So 3 easy steps in, as I say, getting RentalSaaS to run your business. One, confirm your subscription. Now that's on our website, www.rentalsaas.com, and you'll see there's a subscription screen which shows you those boxes that are there. If you automatically sign up for that $17.99, we will. All you need to do is send us the inventory of data in a spreadsheet. Is usually the best way, and then we just need to make a time for your setup and training. So we talk you through what you need to do, how what you wish to achieve, what your goals are for your business, and how we get there as quickly as possible. Thanks so very much for your attention, and I really hope you've learned something today, and we'd really love to work with you and to make your businesses all much more profitable and productive.